After finishing in third place, winning the most incredible game of Football Manager I have ever seen, and then losing in the playoff final, I feel as though I owe it to you boys and girls to simulate the entire fourth season off camera and let you know what happens, so that hopefully this time we don't fall short and we move into the Premier League. Welcome to the entire fourth season of the Salford City Road to Glory. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 32nd episode of the FM22 Salford City Road to Glory with me, Raxel FM, where today it is not a normal episode at all. It is a recap of the season, of the fourth season in 2024/2025, where we are trying to get promotion to the Premier League. I feel bad after what happened last time, though. On my holiday, I couldn't help myself. I just simulated the entire season, and now I'm going to let you know what happens. If you are excited for it, please make sure you do smash the like button, as well as subscribing to the Raxel FM YouTube channel. Can we please smash 15 likes on today's episode to celebrate the fact that I am doing this entire season? I put in a lot of work to do this, and now we are going over it, and to hopefully give us some luck to potentially go up to the Premier League. And we're starting straight off the bat with the signings that we have made and the position that we are in at the end of the transfer window. So without any further ado, let's go in to the transfer window and see what we have done, starting with the sales. James Sweet has left the football club. See, you can tell I have not prepared anything for this video. This is very much off the cuff, but it is what you need to be doing. The second sale that we made was a man that I did actually want to leave the club. Gazino Niamasi, I don't even know how to say it. Gazino has ended up leaving the club for £500,000. A bit disappointed to see him leave because he was so terrible, but very happy with that transfer fee. The next player that we sold was Paul Scholes, and he sold for £350,000. A youngster that wasn't going to look that good in the future. Boyd Muntz, another youngster that we brought in that never really looked that good for the future. We made a tidy £240,000 profit on that man. We've also managed to loan out someone that we brought in, so I don't talk about that just yet. Casey Palmer left the club for £300,000. I didn't feel like he had the ability that we needed at this point in time, and once again, we gained a decent amount of money for him. Also, being 27 years of age, he's not going to get much better, so I think it was definitely time to cash in on the man. We've also let a couple of people go on a free. No one of notice. Hanem has left the club as well for £250,000. A decent rotation option last year, but not the ability that we need once again. Suka has left the club as well, going for £350,000. There's a bit of a pattern with the amounts of money, and he came in on a free, so a decent amount of profit there. Going over into the A-League, love to see someone going over to Australia, even though it's not New Zealand. You know, it's similar sort of region. William de Camargo ended up leaving the club as well for £475,000, a decent amount of money there. £400,000 for Ryan Hardy. A bit sad to see this man go, especially after how he was a bit of a meme at the football club, but I'm happy with the profit, and I'm happy they will be getting some game time. Luke Strahier has left the club on loan for the season. I'm hoping that he does very well at Leyton Orient, and Matt Smith has also left the club on loan. There's not a fee, so I don't know why I was trying to say for something, but he's gone to Barnsley, and again, I hope he does a very good job, and they will make sense as we go over the signings. And the big one, Tyler Walker. He's left the football club for £3.7 million, going to a Sky Bet League One club. Once again, when I show you the signings, it will make sense. But we are a bit sad to see this man go. But after dipping in form so much last year, I think it makes sense. And when £3.7 million is on the table, you're not going to say no. So now we can go over the signings. And, you know, I'll treat you. We're just going to do it in order. The highest fee, £1.3 million. We have been conservative this year, but it's for Tony Lato, a very good left back who has experience all the way up in Valencia with Bayer Leverkusen, and now comes down to the Sky Bet Championship for Leicester, not Leicester City. I just did a Leicester City 3 signings and 3 sales. Sorry, boys and girls. For Salford City, very pleased to have him in the club. I'm very pleased with his ability, as well as age, as well as potential ability. I think he's a very good signing, but not as good as this man, I didn't think we needed a centre-back. But when Dejan Cabraja came across my path in the scout reports, I thought I would be absolutely mental not to sign this man. He came in for £1 million, could eventually rise to £2 million, but already he looks like one of the best future centre-backs in world football, 18 years of age, worth between £7.8 million and £12 million, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. What a signing this man is, and I think he's going to be a great partner for Fagan Walcott all season long. The next man that we brought in is another youngster. I've got a bit of a theme going on here. £750,000 for Beath, who I think is a really good future player coming in from Scotland. Looks like he's got a decent amount of ability. He's also going out on loan to get some experience. We also brought in Marcio Silva, who has come into the club again for a decent fee, being a youngster. I think there's a bit of pressure on him, but I think he's a really good striker option with some decent stats here and there and a very good potential as well. 18 years of age. Could end up being a fringe player as we couldn't get a loan for him, so I hope he's going to perform well for the football club. We've also got Stuart McKinstry coming into the club. Already worth so much more than we bought him for, and we only paid £325,000. Again, really good potential, really good current ability. I think a great signing for the football club. You know, I'm going back to the date. Oh, no, I can't go back to the date now because it's a bit late, isn't it? So you can tell this is very much off the cuff, isn't it? Kyle Noyle comes into the club as a very good right-back option. He comes in for £300,000, could eventually rise to $600,000. Ambrose, another really good youngster who I think will be starting in this cam position, and for a potential ability of 5-star, £250,000 is an absolute bargain. Gustavo Meyer joins the club officially for $225,000. Yeah, we're chuffed about that, aren't we? Mario Armstrong, another youngster going out on loan, got a 5-star potential ability. Very happy with that fee. Amari Samuels, again, another really good youngster, already gone out on loan, getting some game time. Only £100,000. Very good fee. Once again, a lot of bargains coming left, right and centre. Now, this was one of my misses, I will admit. £117,000 for this man. Yeah, not quite what we needed. Being 2.5-star current ability and 3-star. Bit of a forgettable one there. We've also brought in some free transfers. Of course, I've brought in free transfers. Starting with Powell. I don't actually remember who he is, but he's a youngster. He looks good. Bit shameful that I don't remember who he is. We're down as a striker option that I think has a bit of potential and a bit of ability. Could be a really good player to mix up the squad with. I think he's going to be a good option for us throughout the season. Jacob Murphy, a huge deal for us as he is being paid £19,000 a week. 3.5-star current ability. He looks like a very good player with Premier League experience all the way up with Newcastle, Norwich in the Premier League as well. And yeah, he was, but he didn't play at all. But you know what I'm saying. He's a bit of a veteran of the English game, down in the Championship and in the Premier League. Very good signing for us. Garbett comes in as well, another youngster. Nothing too special with him. Pesh, again, another youngster. Thought he would be a wee bit better. Goes out on loan. Hopefully he can develop. Walsh, another youngster coming into the football club. Not actually a youngster. Very decent central midfielder that could be starting for us for the foreseeable future. Already worth about £1 million. Comes in on free. Got experience with Swansea. Really good signing once again. And the final deal is a loan move for Chris Willock, who could be signing for a free an optional, not free at all, but fee of £3.2 million. Very good deal. 3.5-star current ability, able to play in left wing, striker, cam, right wing. Really good versatility. Love what he brings to the table. And now I'm out of breath. And now that is all the transfers done. And this is the kind of squad that I'm looking to use throughout this whole season. John Jules moving into that striker position as he has asked specifically for. And I'm hoping he will do a really good job there. Willock in the left wing. Ambrose in the cam. Murphy in the right wing. Walsh, Calderon. Could be mixed up by bringing in Robson into the central midfield spot if we do need to switch it up. Knoyle. We've got Fagan Walcott, of course, starting in that centre-back position. Absolutely love this man. Not many clubs interested in him, but we all know I wouldn't have ended up selling him anyway. Cabraja starting in the left central defender position as a left-footed centre-back. Works very well. And with Lato in that left back position. Toure being knocked out of the squad. Kovar worth about £10 million, still starting at centre back, and he's been getting some serious interest from some clubs. I got some fees of around £15 million being offered for him, but I have to say I'm happy that I've kept him at the football club, got the money still in the account. Well, not in the account, but got him still in the account. I think that's more important to me. A really good bench of Cooper, Toure, Alfie Jones playing in that central midfield a bit this season. And we've also got Robson, as well as McKinstry, Redan, Meyer, Josh Clark, who I really wanted to sell, Johnson as a rotation right back and left back, McCalman as a rotation midfielder, Lewis Smith as a rotation left or right winger, and Marcio Silva as a striker option if we need him. Not the best of all time, but an option nonetheless. I think we have significantly improved our squad, already finishing the transfer window. Of course, some games have taken place, and we are currently sat in 5th position. Okay, so not the most insane start of the season, but 3 wins from a possible 4. Really not too bad at all. We ended up being some pretty decent teams. That is last season. Now we can take a look at this season. We've beaten Hartlepool in the Carabao Cup first round, but we started the season with a 2-0 win against Hull, a 2-0 win against Swansea, a 2-1 win against Sheffield United, who, by the way, are considered to be one of the best teams in this year's season. I'm very happy with that result. The Middlesbrough one, a little unfortunate, especially with an 87th minute winner for them, and it could come back to bite us later in the season if we're not careful, but we did have a decent showing. It was just unlucky and not our night. So now, what I'm going to be doing, now that we've gone over all the transfers, I've simulated the entire season, but I've got some save points, so I'm going to go through each of them. We're going to take a look at how we progress throughout the year. I think I've got my next save point at the end of November, so all these games are going to be simulated. Let's take a look at where we're sitting in the Sky Bet Championship table. We are now sitting here at the start of December, even simulated into December. That was quite a big jump, and we are 4th in the Sky Bet Championship. We can see here 18 games played, 34 points, but only 3 points away from the top spot, Watford, which I think is a pretty good result for us. John Jules, 12 goals in the season. Fagan Walcott and Calderon performing very well, with Fagan Walcott, of course, getting a high average rating and many Player of the Match awards. I think we've had a couple of hiccups here and there, but we are very lucky in the fact that we've only drawn 1 game, so that's keeping us in and around those top spots. It's just a lack of consistency that's getting to us right now, with this last wee patch here of 3 wins being the best we've had all year. I'm hoping that we can turn that around with a bit more consistency as we continue going this year. A couple of losses here and there that weren't quite deserved, but overall, more wins than losses, which is the important thing. And we're doing okay, to say the least. A lot of players performing all right, a lot of players performing not so great. For example, we've got the man here, Dejan Cabraja. How can I not say that? I said that before. Cabraja, playing as a centre-back, looks like a really good talent in that centre-back position. Whereas the man with experience, I can't remember where he is, Murphy, not performing very well at all, with only 3 goals from 9 appearances, and I believe those 3 goals have come in his last 2 games. So a mixed bag of players here and there, but overall a decent squad, and I think we're pushing for those automatic promotion spots. As you can see here, we have been in them at points in time, but obviously moving as far down as 9th. So it is a very congested Sky Bet Championship this season, and it's going to come down to a very few points at the end of the season. So we need to make sure that we are improving our squad during the January transfer window, which is about to open. Let's jump into it and let's see who we've signed. It is now February. The transfer window has well and truly closed. I played 2 games, getting a wee bit ahead of myself. Sorry, I kept forgetting to save. I was on holiday. Come on, boys and girls, cut me a wee bit of slack. But we can see that we are still in 4th position as this February month comes around the corner, and it's still looking just about the exact same, with Watford up top, us 3 points away from them. At least there's a bit of a gap between us and Birmingham, which is very good to see, but that top 4, not a lot between them. So 1 win, a couple of losses that weren't really deserved to be losses, turn into wins, and we are immediately are in those top 2 positions. So it is a bit of a tight race at this current point in time. Our last 2 games being draws to Sheffield United and a loss to Ipswich. So we need to turn it around, and we could be doing that with some signings. Let's take a look at who I brought in. Starting with the sales, the last person that we sold was Tyler Walker. Now we have got Samuels out on loan. I believe that was something that I thought I already did. No, we recalled him from loan, so I guess that's a bit interesting. We've also managed to sell Corbino, who has ended up leaving for £325,000, a very good fee for a man that we brought in on a free. Tried to loan him out, didn't want to re-sign a contract, so we've sold him. But the big deal here is Lewis Smith leaving the club for £3 million, not even a starter for us anymore. £2.7 million worth of profit there. Very, very tasty bit of business. Luke Drahir, again, a man with his contract expiring, but we have sold him for £200,000. I think it's a wee bit low for a man with quite a bit of ability, did a lot for us, but now has left the football club, unfortunately. We've got Redan out on loan, did not do well in the league at all. As we can see here, he's had 10 appearances, not scoring in any, and a 6.42 average rating. Not good at all, and hopefully he can pick it up. Of course, we have made some signings, as I always do. Olsen being the first of them as a goalkeeper for the future. Thought he might have a wee bit more potential than this, but still not a bad signing by any stretch of the imagination. Misers has come in on a loan with an option to buy. Don't think we will activate it, as he's only 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, but a very good option for the rest of the season, and I'm not upset about that at all. Clayton Thomas comes in as well as a youngster. Nothing too special, but a decent player for the reserve team. Lozano, another young striker coming to the football club. I think we've loaned him out immediately to get him some English experience after coming in from the Colombian division for only £300,000. Could eventually rise, but with 5-star potential ability, I think it's a very good fee. Another striker has joined the club, sorry boys and girls. Marcel Hitchcock, this time an Englishman, coming in for £125,000. Very good fee, and I'm more than happy to bring him in. And another loan player with an option to buy, who I don't think I will activate, but another decent option. After Murphy played pretty poorly in that right wing position, I thought we'd better lock it down with another option in there. And if we do quick pick our best 11, is a bit of an interesting squad at this point in time, with John Jules, of course, still playing very well, Cabraja and Cooper apparently being our best centre-back pairing, but of course we know that Fagan Wilcott, performing as well as he has this year, just like every other year, is going to be locking down that position with Kovar, Noyle, Leto, Calderon, Walsh. I've been playing Robson in there a wee bit more recently, and we ended up recalling Matt Smith as well for a bit more cover. But we do have a very stacked bit of rotation in the squad at this current point in time. Marcio Silva has done decent, scoring 3 goals. So that is why we've decided to loan out Redan, as this man is much better of a rotation option. We've also got Murphy still in that right wing position, but McKinstry has ended up being the better of the 2 players, getting 4 assists and 1 goal, just a bit more consistent. And I think Murphy still trying to unlock the door, although he does seem to do a wee bit more at this point in the season. So I am happy with his performances in comparison to what he's done earlier, but I still am favouring McKinstry a wee bit more. And it's looking okay. It's looking okay. It's not insane. It's nothing incredible. We're knocked out of the FA Cup, so we can just focus on the league as well as the Carabao Cup. So we just need to simulate forward and see what we can do. And this time I am going to be simulating to the end of the season. And I will admit, it's not because I wanted to. It's because I forgot to save the game once again. We're going to have to find out what happens in this time. Will we go to the top spot? We definitely could do it. Will we fall out of the playoffs? If we do end up in the playoffs, I will be playing it on camera. But is it going to be happening? Let's find out. Let's simulate forward. Let's end the 4th season with a bang. It is May. We have 1 game left in the season, and we're in 4th place. The Sky Bet Championship is very tight, and it looks very likely that we're going to be ending up in the playoffs. Unfortunately, that's going to be the way the cookie's going to crumble, unless things very much go our way on the last day of the season. So that is why I've paused it here. Of course, we will be playing the playoffs if we end up going into them on camera. But this game, could get us into the playoff positions. With us versus Birmingham, so a win would take us onto 84 points to go above Middlesbrough. But of course, that means we need them to lose or draw, and we need to win by 3 points or more, as our goal difference is going to be equalised with them, and we have scored a lot more goals in comparison. So that is the situation that we need to occur on the last day of the season, however unlikely it is. We've had a bit of an average run here and there, leading to us being once again super inconsistent and not really stringing together an incredible run of form. This probably being the best month for us all the way back in March. A couple of wins at the end of the season, but plenty of losses leading up to the end have meant that we probably won't be getting that automatic promotion, and that playoff position is going to be happening. So I am going to simulate this game off camera. We will see what happens, but playoffs are certainly looking likely for us at this current point in time. Yes, that is right, boys and girls. We have somehow, on the final day of the season, in the most dramatic fashion possible, been promoted to the Premier League, just edging Watford on goal difference, by beating Birmingham, by Reading beating Middlesbrough. We have moved to second position to get automatic promotion to the top flight. I cannot tell you how crazy I went when this happened. To be honest, I didn't think it would happen, so I didn't record the video. I thought, we'd just lose, or Middlesbrough would win, or Middlesbrough would draw, and we would draw, or something would happen that would end up meaning that we wouldn't end up getting promoted. The chances were very slim, but they somehow occurred. My family were a bit confused as to why I was so excited about a video game, but boys and girls, we've gotten promoted to the Premier League, and now we have to try and make it stick. By finishing in second position, we have gotten ourselves some prize money, which is the important thing for next year, and we have £33.32 million to spend, and I cannot wait to splash the cash. We need to go over the end of season though review. I have not done that yet, but just bask in the glory of this, moving to the top position in an absolutely incredible way. I can't believe it. Tyrese John Jules, 27 goals. It was Willock in the last game that was the hero, though, getting 2. And I think I need to give a shout out to John Jules, actually, considering the fact that we won our last game against Reading, who, by the way, have of course helped us get into the Premier League, with this goal. In the 44th minute, this goal was scored, and it's, in hindsight, the reason why we're in the Premier League. Well, not the reason, but we wouldn't be in the Premier League if he didn't score it. Plays it out, heads it down, Ambrose, John Jules, Premier League. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. We are going up. Salford is going up, and we are going to have to stay there. What a season it has been. I hope that this recap will give you a bit more of a view on what has happened. I hope that this video was comprehensive enough. I know it's a bit sad to go up in this way, but I felt like I did you boys and girls dirty by not getting promoted last year. I thought simulating the whole season would be the best way to do it, but they're liking a lot of our signings. I cannot believe some of the ratings they're getting, to be honest. I think a couple were a little bit generous, especially this Murphy one. I would definitely be giving a couple of different players a couple of different ratings. Lato getting a pretty high one there. A lot of A's being dished out left, right and centre. Walsh being a good one. Silver being an okay one. McCalman, of course, we knew wasn't the best of all time. And Samuels, I think, end up getting quite a low rating. I think that's because his potential has died down quite a bit since last time we talked about him. Season results, of course, we ended up getting promoted. That is the important thing. The FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, not so important. Moments to remember would have been a 4-1 win against Blackburn. That's our biggest win. And you're telling me our match to remember was this one against Sheffield United? Did you not see what happened in that last game? That is the moment to remember. The goal of the season is the goal I showed you. Of course, it deserves to be. John Jules looping it over the goalkeeper. We ended up getting a little bit less in broadcast revenue, but we have done very well to get a lot more in other areas. With Fagan Walcott, John Jules, Ambrose, Smith and Toure being our top shirt sellers. And this is how we've lined up for the season. John Jules, Willip, Ambrose, McKinstry, Robson, Calderon, Noyle, Fagan Walcott, Keb Raja, Leto and Kovar. I think that's exactly how I would have seen it as well. That is how we lined up for much of the year. Who has won the awards? Fagan Walcott, Fans Player of the Season and the Young Player of the Season. Of course, Noyle winning the signing of the season. Goal of the season goes to John Jules. Top goal scorer John Jules. Most assists to McKinstry. And most man of the match awards going to Fagan Walcott. As well as the highest average rating and the best pass complete per 90. Toure breaks the record for the most appearances. Youngest player goes to Keb Raja. We need to play younger people. Actually, no. Is Silver's older than him. We need to play younger people, definitely. Leto, the transfer fee record with £1.3 million. And we've got a new record for the highest fee received for Tyler Walker. And I'm very happy that we got that fee because it ended up meaning we can improve our squad and get promoted. And this is what our best 11 of all time is now looking like. Calderon coming into the bench, so should be in that starting lineup. Noyle coming onto the bench as well. Cabraja also coming onto the bench. And a couple of players I imagine moving around in here. But I think, in my opinion, John Jules needs to be in that striker position. And Cabraja needs to be in that centre-back position in the future years. But Calderon should already be in central midfield. Our season review, we've just gone through it, and our expectations for next year has just come through. This is what I am intrigued about. They want us to play attacking, entertaining, and high-tempo football in the Premier League. Okay, possession football. Yep, I don't want to do that. Minimum 3-year deals, I can live with that. And they just want us to fight bravely against relegation. They know there is not a high chance that we're going to be surviving. But with a couple of good signings and a couple of good sales, as I always say in my transfer guide episodes, we can stay up and we can find a way. We got to just tell the boys that we're going to fight bravely. There's no way that we are going to tell them that we are doing anything better than that. We all know it's going to be tough, and I'm not going to say that. I want you to all know we're sticking with you and fighting as hard as we can to avoid relegation. I'm not telling them that I'm okay with going down. It's a fight for the Premier League. I'm not going anywhere. We are doing all we can to stay in that top flight, and we're going to be going over to, you know what, they deserve a bit of a trip this year. Let's go to Portugal. Beautiful place. Get a couple of new skills under their belt, and I'm hoping that they get a good break until the 7th of July, because I'm not getting a break at all. I'm doing transfers as soon as I can, and we will be going over the awards. Oh, will I do the awards now? We're doing the awards now, boys and girls. We have set a record high spot for our finish, even though we had better points last season, which is a little upsetting because, you know, we didn't get promoted last season. But 46 games, 26 wins, 6 draws, and 14 losses is a pretty good result, especially in such a competitive league like the Championship. Armstrong helps his team get promoted. Chuffed about that. I mean, it doesn't make him any better of a football player, but it gives him a bit of status and confidence, I hope. As per usual, Fagan Walcott wins the Sky Bet Championship Player of the Year. This man is insane. He has literally won Player of the Year in every single competition that we've been in, going up all the way from the Sky Bet League 2. See, look at this. League 2 Player of the Year, League 1 Player of the Year, Championship Player of the Year, Championship Player of the Year. How is this man not just considered to be one of the best centre-backs in world football? His stats concern me as well. Like 13 tackling, 12 marking, 12 heading. I mean, it's not exactly filling me with the confidence that this man is the best centre-back of all time. Some decent physicals, but nothing that explodes as, yeah, I'm going to be the best player you've ever used in Football Manager. But it kind of is. He's incredible. I love him. And he's won the Player of the Year once again. Brewster is the top goal scorer. John Jules just behind him with 27. Love to see that man getting close to the top spot at the very least. We've got Cabraja winning Young Player of the Year. To be honest, I'm very surprised about that one, as the young man wasn't insane all of the season. Like, he's been good, don't get me wrong. I've really liked him, but he's not been as good as Fagan Walcott, so I'm surprised that he's won it, but I'm very happy that he has. I'm hoping that he continues to develop through next season in the Premier League. Goal of the season goes to John Jules. Of course it does. We all saw that goal. Beautiful finish. And we have some players in the best 11. Calderon, Fagan Walcott, Noyle, and John Jules. I'm very surprised about Noyle, actually, because I'm not completely convinced by the man. 1 goal, 3 assists, 7.17. I mean, it's not bad average rating, but we could definitely sell him for a profit, and I'm definitely thinking about doing so. Immediately, all of our players' value has skyrocketed, because I remember Cooper was worth like £1.1 million. He's now worth 8 mil, and I'm very excited to get rid of some of this dead wood. If they're all going to go up that much in value, how much is Kovar worth now? He's still about the same, actually. John Jules, worth 10 to 13. We could make some serious money, and as we all know, we do have a decent budget to spend next year. I'm looking forward to doing exactly that, as the transfer window is opening in just 8 days. So I'm going to go off camera and do that. Before I end this episode, you guys need to listen. Don't click off the video just yet. I am going to be rebranding the save just like I did last year to Salford in the Prem. I might come up with a better name than that, but I think I'm just going to come up with Salford in the Prem once again, because I can then reset the numbers. It helps get more eyes on the series, more eyes on the channel. Helps with the algorithm, and of course just kind of like boosts everything for me. So I'm sorry if that annoys you, but it's just kind of like the best thing for me to do, especially when you're at like episode 32 of a save. No one's going to start tuning in, even if you are going into the Premier League. Something about going back to number 1 makes people think, hey, you know what? Yeah, I can tune into this. I can get on the bandwagon. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing next year. I also wanted to say I apologise to any of you that really wanted to see the entire season unfold, especially as it was the year that we did end up getting promoted. But I feel like I've done it in the best way possible. We now know that we're going up with Sheffield United as well, so it will be interesting to see how us three, Norwich, Salford and Sheffield United, do in the Premier League with all of these big boys. Look at it. There is Bournemouth, West Ham and Crystal Palace going down. Millwall stayed up based off goal difference. Oh my goodness. A couple of other world-class teams. Newcastle, of course, we all know who the Premier League sides are. We're competing against them next year. I hope you did enjoy this video. Let me know down in the comment section below if there's anything I missed, and I can go over it in tomorrow's episode. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to keep an eye out for the episode 1 of Salford in the Prem. Like this video and subscribe, and I will see you all in the Premier League.